These are all of my tools all at once. It's amazing, but not realistic. What is realistic is opening up my main tool drawer, stabbing myself on those stupid but useful wire brushes, untangling my multimeters leads, oh come on, and grabbing what is usually either some side cutters, a cleaning brush, or a box cutter. It's far too much friction for something trivial, and after 7 years, 4 of which have included consistent project and video making, it's about time I organise all of my tools all at once. The solution to me is obvious. In a recent video, I installed a Scordis side panel, and honestly, because my side cutters have been mounted there, I've been using it a lot. Problem number 1, though, is that it's a solid piece of plastic, and while it's still not as expensive as buying a pre-made part, when is it not fun to try and optimize the numbers? After some searching, I came across these two models, light and ultralight. Obviously, you and me both are looking at the ultralight, but actually light is what I ended up going with for this project. I did some testing and it was a lot easier to work with, even if it did use up a little bit more material. Problem number 2. Print time, partially solved by choosing a skeletonized model, but if I print over a dozen of these, the hours still add up. I love idle time, but again, we need to shrink these print hours. And the best way to do that is to increase the values elsewhere. If we upgrade from a 0.4mm nozzle to a 0.6mm with a CHT and use a 0.4mm layer height, we can cut almost 5-hour-long prints down to nearly 2 hours. Even faster is possible, but compromises are compromises. Our third, final, and most serious problem, we're not printing yet. To make this video happen, I've received support from PCBWay and Pixel Filament. Pixel provided the grey and white matte PLA and grey hyper PETG, which means Filament is covered, and I can put funding towards the next step. I still have to be careful with my material though, as I requested 2 spools, assuming I would be printing the ultralight variant, not the light, so it's critical I get my settings dialed in beforehand. "15 parts done, totaling over 38 hours, which checks out. 1 reprint was needed, as I learned quite quickly that this particular matte PLA is very thirsty, so I ended up keeping them in the dryer and alternating until I just kept the spool in the dryer while printing. With the 5x3 grid now possible, we need to mount these to the wall, but I really don't think that 60 screws into the drywall is optimal. But there is a TV mount already drilled with screws for a surefire method. Let me tell you though, this thought process of getting a larger piece of wood and installing it onto the TV mount while having it align with the cutout here and not collide with the light switch took hours of thinking, only for me to end up going with my dad's idea, which was just to use some countersunk bolts on the corners. The reason for going with wood in the first place was to have a nice backer board for the pieces to screw into, and to learn a little bit about cutting a sheet of this size and staining it as well. It was a full arc, and I owe my neighbour for this and her friend who let us borrow a track saw. Huge win, thank you both so much for that. Beautiful. Well, I don't have a level, let's just hope that this is parallel. Wait, I just realized my phone has that really niche feature. No, that's so cool, I'm never gonna use this again. Do I trust this to hold my own weight? Absolutely not, but it's actually feeling really good. And that's only with 2 screws. Let's get the other 2 in. Wonderful. This is the start. Yeah, that looks all right. So I should be able to just, yeah, that's gonna make things easier. Because of tolerance stack up, I'm pretty sure this will be a very tight fit. Yeah, but it's possible. Legendary. Okay, first column is done. It is looking great. It seems to be parallel. What was I gonna do? Let's check if the trim still fits. Cool, good headroom. Brilliant. What is this, foot room? I don't know. This is so fun. Another one done. Splendid. All right, time for the second packet. I can't believe it. This is the last one going on. Okay. And that's it. Now, as you can see, we do have some leftovers, so I'm thinking we should do the middle supports on each one. Brilliant. To mount everything, I asked Pixel for 2 kilograms of hyper PETG to print out holders, which I thought was overkill, but I genuinely end up using like 90% of the material. These prints are quite neat, but what if you wanted them even larger but didn't have a printer capable of doing so? Well, that's where this video's sponsor, PCBWay, comes in. Their 3D printing service has a mind-blowing max build size, and whether you need 1 part or 100, they can make that happen. They've kindly provided a limited coupon code to make the parts for your next project even more affordable. There's only 50 of these, so make sure to redeem the code on screen or in the description as soon as you can. With a huge variety of subtractive and additive manufacturing services, make sure to check out PCBWay for your next project with the link below, and thank you, PCBWay. There's a few more pieces that need removal, but you get the idea.
Oh yeah, might as well show the studio. I haven't done that in a while. These are all of the tools because sorting them and
Actually, let me just show you. I have listed all of the tools all at once so that we can identify the mounts, and created a printables folder for them. So yeah, keeping everything down there. Got the CNC stuff ready for next time. There's me. What a mess. Oh, what's this? This is exciting.
all of the parts. There's almost 2 kilos of this stuff. I can't believe it.
We'll talk about the trim in a minute. What a beauty. I am pleased. Now, I know you saw me use the mallet earlier. I've never actually had a rubber mallet before, so it's nice to have one. Okay, this is gonna be neat. I have allocated a full day to installing these for a reason. This is gonna take some time. Oh, that's so cool. Project is a success. Completely worth it. Fantastic.
And this is why I have the printables thing on speed dial, because I was thinking that this part was this part. They are not, but this is. This is why it's gonna take all day.
These calipers are dead to me, but I'm gonna use them as a placeholder until I get some rechargeable ones. This is not going in. Okay, that's the first problem. Thankfully, plastic is very easy to convince. Yeah, maybe using 0.32mm layer height, 0.6mm nozzle, PETG, which I've never used before, on a custom profile without calibration might not have been the brightest idea. I've got a heat gun, soldering iron, and snips, so I think we'll be all right. How do I use these universal hooks? Ooh, that's cool. Okay, this is our third failure. That's all right, learning experience. It's a bit of a quirky one. I'm not sure if I'll keep this around. Now, I've hated wire stripping all of my life, so, well, all of my life, 5 years. I got these on AliExpress, and let me tell you, they actually work. That's why these are staying in here. part required some convincing. Lovely. Oh, come on. Did I miscount? I printed the wrong one. That has not enough. All right. Got a few miscellaneous pieces here. I needed spiral taps, so I got a full set of them. They're for the video that was meant to come out in May. I will consider organizing these more later. This is great for now. Yeah, these are almost as beautiful as this end mill that I've got. Whoa. Okay, I'm seriously incapable of following my own instructions. This is actually incredible. These are my bit extractors, and they're meant to be in here. If only I had a chosen design that would hold 6 spiral taps. If only. Beautiful. I know we still have so much more to go, but I just got that wave of like, this is going to permanently change things going forward in such a positive way. I'm so happy. And yeah, it's not perfect, but it is here. And that's something. Good riddance. Yeah, that's good enough. This right here is one of my favorite tools ever. It almost needs a designated spot with a border around it. Where shall we put it? Wonderful. And it looks like the reprints are going now. Cool. We can finally get these off of the floor. Oh shoot, that's a spoiler. Always good to have an assortment of colors. Now, as you can see, I've written down nozzle wrench, but which one? I use this one the most, so I think I'm gonna use that. I think I'll put this here. The lighter has been my wire stripper, my heat gun, so many things. One of my favorite tools, although now I have these. But seriously, this resides in a different drawer, and it's like the only tool I take from that drawer. This is a huge win. Next up, I think these deserve some prime real estate. Yeah, I like that. I'm a little bit shocked at how much space we've taken up so quickly. I'm sure I could be more compact, but still, we're halfway there. Now this is a solid one. Tweezers are also pretty useful. Now that's cool. This one's a bit big, so we'll put it at the edge. This is my tap and die set. I wonder if this will come crashing down one day. I've never used this tool and now I'm giving it so much real estate. Let's see how that looks. Well, at least it looks cool. I am full of great ideas, but also terrible ideas. I was thinking, I know the cost of brass is high, but imagine all of these out of polished brass. That would be absolutely mad. It'll be a lot more efficient to have solid plates though. Hold on, wasn't I in a bit of a dilemma like 5 minutes ago? It's a bit cursed, but it does work. All right, what do we think? Something like this? Okay, that's nice. This is great because now my dad will know exactly where these are at all times. Okay, that is pretty good. Yeah. Hot glue gun installed, but we're running out of space. So this is a real issue because sure, we've got this real estate here and a few other little patchy areas, but I've still got these tools down there and those and that, and then I've got all of these extra tools down here. So I'm a bit lost with what to do, to be honest. So I've spent a bit of time thinking about this, but I think the most logical conclusion is to do a bit of a purge, install the tools that do deserve to be on the wall, and then we come back later and see, okay, can we fit some more on? Can we do some things differently? And as much as I love the circlips and all of the different attachments, they gotta go. Temperature gun is cool, but I hardly ever use it. This one hurts. It's not that I don't do any math, it's just that I don't use the calculator for it. Lastly, this just takes up far too much real estate. This is a shame. This is a mount for my micrometer, which I would need for an upcoming video. Oh well. Actually, with how small this is, I like that. I've been thinking about this in the dial gauge, but we're gonna have to say goodbye. I would rather keep this safe in the box. I think my pocket scales can go down here next to the cleaning needles. Without a doubt, this is the most important part we are installing right here. The point of this entire video. This will go on nice and strong. Plastic brush, wire brush, wire brush. I have stabbed myself so many times with these. Finally, that shouldn't happen again. I don't care, this is the whole point of the video. These three things, nothing else matters. And then there's some space right here for these. And I nearly forgot. These two guys need power. There's the power. There's space so we can install my countersunk bits. Nice. Next to my screwdriver, we should install my socket and driver set. That's one. And my mini screwdriver set. The usability density compared to the tap and die set is like tripled. Okay, I'm actually a bit too happy about this because now everything's right there. It's right there. It's almost like all of my tools are at once. So I have this set of craft knife pieces, which is nice and all, but like, I've got the box cutter there. I've got the spatulas. I've got the blades. I mean, I just don't think it's worth it. Okay, we got to keep things going. Let's get the glue stick holder down here, just in case, you know. Well, I don't really need these on speed dial, so I will put them in there. I gotta say, it does feel a whole lot better knowing that there's more essential tools on there than before. I spent a bit of time refining the layout, and now it's at a point where I'm super happy. Perhaps it's because everything is right there, all at once, and I just know where everything is. The friction that plagued my drawers just days before I got to this stage is completely gone. To address the trim, yes, I know there could have been better options, but I'm still set on using the printed stuff, and while I won't spoil, I have ordered something that should be the cherry on top. You may be wondering where the rest of my tools are, and two steps forward, but at least they're ones that I rarely use. What I really need to work on next is optimizing my CNC workflow for my next video that I started almost 3 months ago, finish some of my project machines, and then consider a purge, and then do what I did for my tools in some other form to my components and hardware. I think that would be beautiful, just like you having made it this far into the video. Thank you very much from me. This has been all of my tools all at once. A rather simple video with a simple premise, but with a much deeper meaning and effect than it seems. I'm sure you know what I mean. It's also my second most print heavy video ever, containing roughly 100 hours of printing, seconded only by my large format video with about 330 hours last August. I hope you enjoyed this one. The next one will be monstrous. Thank you PCBWay, Pixel Filament, you, me, and as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.